Hello, pre-algebra. Mr. Lawrence here with your flip lesson for Tuesday, February 14th. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I love you guys. Oh, okay, enough of that. All right, so let's review really quick. We have talked about area of rectangles, squares, and we use the formula base times height. Area of rectangle, base times height. Oops, don't want to use a capital B there. Sorry, you'll learn about capital B's later. Base times height. Let me go back to my cool marker. Area of parallelograms, tired rectangles. Base times height. Area of rhombi, tired squares. Base times height. Look at this, base times height everywhere. Area of triangles. We base times height divided by 2, or some of you like to use 1/2 base times height, and I'm okay with either. I prefer base times height divided by 2, but they all mean the same thing. And then there's areas of trapezoids. That's where we have to average the bases and then multiply by the height. All right, and let's do one of those really quick. Let's get a trapezoid up here. And there's a trapezoid. Now, I'm going to have you try to figure out the perimeter and the area. And let me first tell you that this is going to be 26 meters, and this will be congruent to that. And we'll make this 24 meters, and we'll make this 40 meters. You go ahead and find the perimeter and the area. Pause the video. All right, if you've unpaused the video, I'm sure you know by now that the perimeter is going to be 26 plus 24 plus 26 plus 40. Let's see, that's 10 and 6. I'm going to move this A down here because it's in my way. The A was in my way. 10, 6, 16, carry the 1. I got 4, I got 8, I got 10. One more makes 11. 116 meters is the perimeter. Now, the area, hopefully you came to the conclusion you can't calculate the area because you don't know something. I'll bet you Mr. Shea can tell you. I'll bet you he can. He'll say, Mr. Lawrence, you don't know the height. That is correct. I did not give you enough information to do it. I will do that often because I want you to associate that you need the right angle. There's not a right angle here. There's not a right angle there. There's not a right angle there or there. So therefore, you don't know the height of this trapezoid. Base and height always make a right angle. Omar, did you hear that? Base and height make a right angle. Heather, I said base and height make a right angle. Amy, height and base always make a right angle. If you don't have the right angle, you can't know the height and the base. So I need to tell you how long that side is, or I'd have to give you enough information where you could figure it out. So this time I am going to tell you, and I am going to make it 24 meters. All right? So to figure out my area, I need to average my bases. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video, see if you can do it right now. Now, by the way, remember, this is the height, yes? The bases make right angles with it. So the two bases, Jennifer, are this one and that one. Okay? Go ahead, see if you can figure it out. Unpause the video when you're ready to see my solution. All right, first of all, I'm going to average my bases. I'm going to take the first base, 24, plus the second base, which is 40, and I'm going to divide that by 2. Then I will multiply it by this 24 because that's my height. All right, 24 and 40 ends up being 64 divided by 2 times 24. I'm going to get 32 times 24. All right, 32, 24. I'm not afraid of a little multiplication. I'm going to get 8 this way. I got 12, and 4 is 16. Carry the 1, 768. Looks like my area is going to be 768 meters squared. All right. Now, we're going to talk about circles. Circles. Let me get a circle here. All right. To find the area of a circle, it is very similar. All you have to remember is what shape are pie. Now some of you think pie, what shape are pie? Well, in the kitchen a pie might be round, but in math class, pie are square. where r is the radius. Do you get it? It's a really bad joke. Radius, pi r squared. Okay, in math class. R is the radius, and you will remember that the radius is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle in a straight line. All right, so to find the area, we need the radius. Now, circumference of a circle. See, circles don't have perimeter. They have circumference, the distance around the circle. It would be like walking around the circle. How far did you walk? You walked the circumference. All right. All you have to know is that, see, back in the day, there was a group called Public Enemy, and Public Enemy's front man was Chuck E. He was the main guy. But what people don't know is that Chuck E. had a brother, and his brother was a mathematics genius. But his name wasn't Chuck E. His name was Pi D. And he was in the house. You see, to find the circumference, that was his big album. It was called Circumference, All the Way Around. Find out his big album, all you had to do was find pi times the diameter. Yes, D stands for diameter. All right, so that's the diameter. And the diameter is the distance around the circle, right? Oh, excuse me, circumference is distance around the circle. The diameter is the distance across the circle through the center. So you see, this dark line, solid line, is a diameter, but this little line is a radius. All right, so if I give you a circle, let me see here, where are my circles? There they are. I give you a circle, okay, and I tell you that the radius is 5 centimeters. Well, to find the area, you're going to take pi and you're going to multiply it by 5 squared. Now, you may use 3.14 for pi. All right, so you can substitute in 3.14. Please understand that it is not pi. That's only an approximation of pi. Then you have to do 5 squared. Now, some of you are going to multiply here first, and that is incorrect. You need to follow the order of operations and square first. So you're going to get 3.14 times 25. And hold on one second. You will end up with an area of 78 5/10 centimeters squared. There is the area of that circle. To do the circumference, however, I need pi d. All right, and I know if the radius is 5, then the diameter is 10, right? So I'm going to take 3.14 and I'm going to multiply it by 10, which is really easy to do. That's going to end up being 31 4/10 centimeters, and there is my circumference. All right, so let's see here. I'll give you a circle and you see if you can calculate the area and the circumference. All right, and I will tell you that this is 18 millimeters. Not drawn to scale, obviously. All right, I need the area of the circle. Remember, what shape are pi? Pi, r squared. And then I need the circumference, pi d. Okay. All right, there you go. Actually, I think it's a lowercase d. I'm not sure if it matters, but we'll use a lowercase d. All right, go ahead and pause the video and see what you come up with. If you're done pausing the video, I'm assuming you're ready to see an answer. I'm going to use 3.14 for my pi approximation. I'm going to need the radius. The radius is not 18. The diameter is 18. The radius is half a diameter, so therefore the radius is 9. I need to do exponents first. So I'm going to 3.14, and I'm going to multiply by 9 squared, which is 81. And now I'll turn to my calculator, and I will do 3.14 times 81, and I will get 254 3/4 millimeters squared. Areas are always square. All right. Now to do the circumference, pi d, I'm going to take pi, the approximation of pi, and I'm going to multiply by 18. And that is going to yield 18 times 3.14. 18 times 3.14 is going to be 56 and 52 hundredths millimeters. See how simple that is? All right, that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Get some practice with this tomorrow. Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.